this world, there is real evil. In the darkest shadows and in the most ordinary places. These are the true stories of the innocent and the unimaginable. Newlyweds Bill and Icy Spencer are elated when they find the perfect apartment in a quaint Seattle neighborhood.
And new beginnings.
But their hopes for the future are soon shattered when they are confronted by the supernatural. Intruders with a dark history hold them captive, making them the victims of their violent rage. Between the world we see and the things we fear, there are doors. When they are opened, nightmares become reality. The famous Space Needle towers above Seattle, Washington. A symbol of the hopes and dreams of those mariners and mill workers who founded this city more than 150 years ago. It was a place where people came to make a fresh start, to escape from the past. But for some, the past is not easily buried. It clings like a lonely shadow and reappears when least expected. October 2004.
I'm never gonna pass this midterm. What's with the negativity? You guys have a positive attitude, right? I have a positive attitude. I'm positive I'm going to fail.
Marissa Spencer, known to her friends as Icy, is a graduate student working toward a master's degree in mental health.
So, how is married life? You know, we've been so busy.
Icy has been married for a couple of months now and eagerly welcomes this new phase in her life.
Everything's exciting. Everything seemed to be in that stage that you're trying to get to know all these things about this person. We were having a lot of fun. It was an adventure.
Speak of the devil. Hey, honey.
Her husband Bill is also a student, studying for his bachelor's degree. At night, Bill works as a contractor for a local courier company.
I hate to tear you away, but I found this apartment and it looks great, so I set an appointment for us to see it today.
Wow, this does look promising.
Is it okay if I steal her away from you?
Please, maybe when I see you next, you'll have a new apartment. Let's hope. I'll see you later.
Bill is anxious to leave the university district, having grown tired of the rowdy college lifestyle.
It's more of a party atmosphere. It's not really the best atmosphere for a young married couple.
This almost looks too good to be true.
Don't jinx it now.
I know. I'm just so ready to start our new lives in some new place, away from all of this.
I got a good feeling about this one.
I know, I'm so sick of our apartment now.
We wanted to go to an area that was more quiet, more of a traditional family setting.
Icy is delighted to learn that the apartment is located in the historic Ballard neighborhood, just outside of Seattle.
What attracted me to that area is it's like a park-like setting. And there are these old buildings that have a lot of coffee shops and little consignment stores. It's a family-oriented place. I felt pretty safe walking down the street at night there.
When the Spencers arrive at the apartment complex, they notice a pile of debris right in front of the building.
Hi, you must be the Spencers.
Yeah, hi, I'm Bill. This is my wife.
It's Marissa, right?
Yes, but everybody calls me Icy.
Well, Bill, Icy, I really apologize for the mess out front. It's not normally like this. We're finishing up renovations on the apartment today.
What, the apartment for rent?
Yeah, the previous tenants
The
left
building manager told us that the former tenant left it in a bit of in a hurry, and it wasn't looking very nice, so they decided to rip everything apart and just basically rebuild it inside.
It says in the ad, all new fixtures.
Oh, yeah. Whoever gets this gets a brand new one-bedroom apartment. Shall we go have a look? Yeah,
Sounds good.
The renovations will be complete today, and after that, the place will be ready for new tenants.
To get a nice, newly remodeled apartment in a great area of town for not a lot of money was truly a stroke of luck, it seemed at the time.
The place has everything the young couple is looking for. Yet Bill can't help but feel apprehensive.
There was something about the apartment that didn't seem right to me.
So how does it look in here?
Everything seems to be okay.
That's it? Don't you think this place is perfect?
It's pretty good.
Pretty good. It's gonna be like we're living in a brand new place. It's in our price range, too. What's wrong? You don't like it?
No, it's not that. You know what, you're right. I just can't believe we found a place this nice this soon, that's all. But you're right, it's perfect.
So you like it?
I didn't say anything because it kind of seemed silly to turn down a perfect apartment for, a feeling.
Well, then what are we waiting for?
The following week, the Spencers move in. Icy works on transforming the apartment into a home.
I felt like I wasn't alone. It just felt so eerie.
Icy convinces herself that her mind is just playing tricks on her.
I thought, we're just moving in, we have all this stress, I'm just tense, I haven't slept in days, so maybe I'm just not used to this place.
Days pass, and Icy, preoccupied with her new role as a wife, puts the incident out of her mind.
I was just so happy to be with him, to be there. I was hoping that we could have a family of our own, do normal family things, and basically just to have a normal life.
All set. We gotta get a move on if we're gonna get there on time.
Okay, but wait a sec. How do I look?
You look great. But you should probably dress warm because it's getting cold outside.
Well, it's just a little difficult to get dressed when you won't tell me where we're going.
I told you, all right? We got the best table in town, but we're gonna lose it if we don't get a move on.
Bill, are you sure we can... I mean, this is really sweet and all, but right now we can't afford to spend money on some fancy restaurant.
Don't worry about it, okay? Everything's been taken care of. Besides, I think with the way we've been working, we deserve a celebration. Come on.
Our financial situation at that time wasn't really the best. All of a sudden, all these expenses would show up, and we were really struggling for a while.
That weekend, Bill tells Icy that they deserve a much-needed break and announces that he's taking her out for the night.
Well, you are full of surprises, aren't
I
you?
told you we could afford it. Hey, get the blanket. To us.
You're right.
About what?
You did get us the best table in town.
I felt very fulfilled at that time. It just signified a new beginning. We were very excited about it.
The next morning, Bill rises early and lets Icy sleep in. For the first time in weeks, the couple has no classes, work, or unpacking to worry about.
just out of the corner of my eye. Some figure was moving.
Whoa, jumpy this morning?
Oh, you didn't hear you come in. You startled me, that's all.
So what's going on outside?
It's nothing. So, what do you want for breakfast, huh?
Coffee sounds good. You're too good for me.
I really wasn't that concerned with it. There didn't seem to be anything to it other than just creepiness.
A month after they move in, the Spencers finally feel settled in the apartment. Icy can now concentrate on her schoolwork.
Honey, you're home early. I'll have dinner ready in a second. I just have to fire off this email to my professor. Bill? What are you doing?
There was somebody in front of the door, in front of me. I was sure that I saw something.
But an investigation of the apartment reveals nothing is amiss.
I didn't really believe in ghosts. I thought people made up all these stories. I just didn't think it could be true. It's not rational. But I knew in the back of my mind that there was something there. I just didn't want to admit it.
Hey, how's your day?
Huh?
I said, how's your day? What's the matter?
I need to tell you something. But I'm afraid you're gonna think I'm crazy.
Anything's possible.
This isn't funny, Bill.
All right, try me.
Something's going on in this apartment. I don't know exactly what it is, but I got the strangest feeling that
Well, then what?
we're not alone.
What are you talking about?
I've been seeing things through the corner of my eye, like shadows or something going past the doorways.
She was certainly afraid and certainly concerned about what she had seen, and a little panicky.
And as soon as I look up, they're gone.
I don't know what you're seeing, but I'm sure everything's fine.
I don't know.
Well, I thought initially that it was an overreaction. Thought it might have been just a run-of-the-mill, typical standard story where things go bump in the night.
Have you considered the fact that you're at a computer all day? I mean,
I kind of downplayed everything, thinking that it's not that big a deal.
It's just my imagination.
no, what I'm saying is your eyes are tired and they're probably playing tricks on you.
I'm sorry. It's silly, I know.
No, it's not silly. It's just, I'm here, so don't worry about it, okay?
He was so reassuring. He wanted everything to be okay. So I felt like I was over-dramatizing
October turns to November, and Icy is still on edge. She doesn't like to be in the apartment alone, but Icy no longer feels that she can talk with her husband about it.
I didn't feel like he was really listening to me. He was just, oh, it'll be okay, it'll be okay.
She avoids going home after class, killing time at a local coffee shop until Bill gets off work.
I tried to stay out as much as I could because I just could not bear the feelings I was having in that apartment.
Eventually, Icy has no other choice but to return to the apartment.
When I opened the door and I stepped foot in the apartment, it felt so tense. I felt like I was the one who was intruding. I just felt like somebody was really watching what I was doing, and it was really scary.
What's for dinner?
Don't sneak up on me like that.
Sorry, I thought you heard me. I got a fork. Are you not even gonna say hello? You know, I thought about your work today. The funniest thing happened when we started laughing so hard that we all started to remember when you...
Could you just give me a little room here?
What's the matter with you?
I've got to finish making dinner. And I've got this huge exam that I still haven't studied for, but I think it's just great that you're having so much fun at work.
Her attitudes seemed to change. She went from being, fun and outgoing and cheerful to being more withdrawn, kind of moody. It was quite disturbing.
That's a little obnoxious. And I think you're overreacting a bit.
That's your answer for everything. I'm overreacting now, just like I'm overreacting about whatever the hell is in our house.
Crying out loud. Is that what this is about?
Yes, that's what this is all about.
I thought we were past all this.
That's easy for you to say. You're never home.
Well, I don't know what you want me to do.
I want to know that you're taking this seriously.
Why can't you just let this drop?
Fine. You know what? I'm not hungry anymore. You want dinner? Make it yourself.
It seemed like my wife was blaming me for not having answers or solutions for what was going on. It was very frustrating to not be able to come up with something.
That night, Bill and Icy go to bed angry at each other and do not speak until the following evening.
Hey, Mrs. Spencer. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I've just been off lately. Not myself. You're right.
No, look. You were right. I've been kind of a jerk lately.
No.
No, I have, all right? You don't have to sugarcoat it for me. I can take it. This is much better, isn't it?
Much. Was it our first fight?
Ah, the first ugly domestic squabble. Yeah, I think so.
And hey, we survived.
I suppose we did. Hey, why don't you, take a break from your studying tonight, okay? And we can get some leftovers for dinner and pop in a movie and just relax. What do you say?
Well, okay. Bill, what is it?
Stay here. I'll be right back.
What is it? What happened?
I saw somebody go down the hall into the bathroom, but whatever it was, it disappeared.
I saw a tall, thin, dark figure. It was unnerving because I went into the bathroom and it wasn't there.
What did he look like?
I don't know, it was like a shadow of a person.
Oh my God. That's the same thing that I've seen. What are we gonna do?
What can we do, all right? It was nothing.
Oh, God, Phil! You know there's something in this apartment with us. God.
I wasn't that sure that I really believed in ghosts at that time. It just didn't seem... It doesn't seem rational.
I can't keep pretending that there's nothing wrong. You're making me feel like I'm crazy. And I know I'm not.
Where are you going?
I don't know. Gotta get out of here.
Well, wait, I'm gonna come with you.
That night, the Spencers find refuge at a local coffee shop. There, Bill finally realizes that Icy's fears are valid and agrees that they must do something.
We'll lose if we break the lease, right?
There was certainly no denying that, we had both seen figures in the apartment, and we quickly realized we both wanted out of that apartment.
Do you think we could somehow get out of our lease?
What are we gonna say? We don't like living with ghosts?
The risk of sounding crazy is a powerful suppressant, so that was certainly a big reason why we didn't ask anyone to help us get out.
No, I know.
No matter how much Bill and Icy want to leave their apartment, they know they are tied to it.
There's something we can do.
We had nowhere to go and we needed help. So we went online and searched, and we found the Washington State Ghost Society. They were in Seattle.
The next day at the Washington Ghost Society, Shannon Stidman comes across the email from the Spencers. Stidman has been a paranormal investigator for over 6 years and has witnessed supernatural events. Even still, she broaches each message with caution.
A lot of things can be mistaken for paranormal phenomena. So we like to take our time and make sure that they're credible and that we're really dealing with a ghost.
In her response, Stidman outlines the basic steps that she gives to all potential clients.
Our advice initially was for them to keep logs of the activity, to keep in touch with us so we could monitor the situation, to see if things would get worse, get better, stabilize.
If there is indeed a presence in their home and the activity escalates, Stidman knows that it's only a matter of time before they will hear from the Spencers again. Oddly enough, over the next month, Bill and Icy no longer sense a presence lurking in the shadows. It is a welcome relief for the couple, who feel like newlyweds once again.
I got 3 words for you.
Are they, I love you?
Oh, well, there's that, but no, I was thinking of 3 others. No more homework. All right, time to call it a night.
You're right. Oh, there's just one other thing.
Despite the lack of activity, Icy takes Shannon Stidman's advice and keeps a ghost log.
Do you really think this is gonna work?
I don't know, but you've got to admit, it hasn't hurt.
For a time, things seemed to, calm down. There seemed to be a period of peace, and we were both optimistic and hopeful that maybe the worst was over and things would get back to normal.
A week later, Bill and Icy enjoy another quiet evening at home.
Promise me next time you're gonna try really hard not to cheat.
Cheat? Are you calling me a cheater?
You better believe it.
I think someone's just a sore loser. Can't take being beat by a girl.
Oh, yeah, it's killing me.
Leave us alone! This is our home! You're trespassing! Go away!
saw his face. A teenage boy.
Really looked like he had been hurt pretty bad. It looked like his face had been severely damaged by something.
What do you mean, a boy? How?
I don't know, somehow I could see him, and you're gonna think I'm crazy, but I don't think that he's evil.
And I was still holding on to the hope that this was not that big a deal, and maybe that there were ways that we could diminish the impact of whatever this was.
Well, it doesn't make it any less creepy. I don't want this thing in our home.
I know, but I just get the feeling he's trying to tell us something.
The glimpse of the teenage boy only leaves the couple with more questions.
What did happen to him? Was he maybe killed in that apartment? And what about the people who did that to him?
Although the presence does not threaten the couple, Icy feels trapped.
I had nowhere else to go. And it was pretty horrible to live that way. It just felt really desperate.
Bill?
I was living in a nightmare.
Icy begins to feel helpless and desperate, believing there is no way out of this apartment.
I'm a strong person, but I felt like I was losing control over everything in my life. I just felt like death was all around me. The whole apartment felt like it was a huge crypt.
By December, only 2 months after moving into the apartment, Icy becomes physically and emotionally exhausted.
I totally felt like I was becoming somebody else. Like I was moving under a spell.
She is unable to keep up with the demands of school, sending her deeper into depression.
I would be thinking these horrible things. I felt like hurting myself. I was always sad. I felt like it was so unbearable.
Hey, Icy. I'm sorry. I was still on the phone alone. Let it go.
At that point, I wasn't really talking much to anybody. I was avoiding people. I didn't want them to think that I was nuts.
That night,
Where have you been? You know, you should have been home hours ago. You could have at least called, told me where you were. I've been worried sick.
Just flunked my exam, okay? And that means I flunked the class. Oh, I see. And what exactly?
Get out. Get out of our house. Leave us alone. Do you understand me? I said get out.
All of a sudden, it was as if somebody had put out a lit cigarette on my chest.
Bill and Icy flee the apartment, terrified by the violent intruder.
Both of us were only concerned with getting out of that place right then and there. It could strike any time. There was nothing that we could do to defend ourselves against whatever this was.
They drive aimlessly for hours, trying to make sense of what just happened.
We were definitely at the end of our ropes at that point.
Unable to gather their wits, they check into a motel to regroup. They contact the Washington Ghost Society again. But this time, the Spencers hope to convince them that they are truly victims of the paranormal. That day, investigator Shannon Stidman meets with the frightened couple.
Well, it certainly seems like a lot has gone on since that first email you sent. And it's apparent that
What struck me most about Bill and Icy's story was that events were escalating. It was becoming dangerous to live there. So that's when we got involved.
I have a few theories about what I think might be going on, based upon what you've told me so far. One of the first things that you mentioned was that the apartment had been renovated. That stuck out to me from the very beginning. Is that important?
Stidman believes that any entities trapped in the apartment could have been unleashed during recent renovations.
Anytime you tear apart a structure, it disturbs the psychic energy. And
Renovations in a haunted house either make the hauntings go away entirely or they make them worse. And in this case, it seems to have contributed to the activity.
another thing that strikes me is that
A common theme in hauntings is that something traumatic happened. The image seen by Bill was a sign there was something definitely going on in there. Something very powerful, something very strong.
But why attack Bill? We've been there for weeks and nothing like this has ever happened.
Stidman explains that some entities feed on emotions such as fear and anger.
Where have you been? You know, you should have been home hours ago. You could have at least called, told me where you were. I've been worried sick.
The negative energy gives them the ability to intensify the activity.
Is that what this is about?
That's what this is all about.
We're past all this.
You're never home.
Just let this drop. If they start to become afraid of it, their energy will feed the entity. It will do something more dramatic, and it's just a matter of time before something harms them physically in some way.
So what do we do now?
We go back.
No. I can't go back there. But we need you there in case the investigators have questions.
Icy is scared, but she realizes that this may be the only way to take back some control.
It's like I was at their mercy. I just didn't want these things to defeat me.
Okay, we'll go back. But I'm not setting a foot in that apartment.
Hours later, the ghost hunters arrive. They hope to document any strange activity so they can better understand what is occurring in the Spencers' apartment. The investigative team includes 2 paranormal specialists and medium Lois Lee.
I first started suspecting that I had psychic abilities when I was in my late teens. When I got a little bit older, I was able to describe ghosts that were in houses.
Is that the psychic? Yes, but I prefer that you stay right here and have no contact with her until after she has finished her investigation of the house and grounds. We want her to be totally unbiased.
The psychic goes in knowing nothing. We do not want her to be influenced by what we already know. We want to be sure that any vibes she gets, any impressions she gets are from her, not from things that she's been told.
Can I have a key?
Lois aids investigators by providing a shortcut to the past, sometimes even communicating with the spirits.
My procedure is to go into a place and start putting my hands on the walls or objects in the room to try and be able to see into the past. The images come to me pretty naturally. If I'm focusing hard enough, they can become so real that it's almost like they are there. I didn't feel anything. I didn't have my usual sensations that there was a spirit there. He was such a pathetic figure, young, maybe about 18, 17 years old, and I felt so sorry for him.
Oh, don't worry, I won't hurt you.
Then, another feeling, menacing and dark, begins to overwhelm her.
I started to feel myself changing. I was kind of getting the sensation of being the body of somebody watching him. Feel in my hand a gun.
Please, don't hurt me. Please, please don't kill me.
The smell was just horrible. The next thing I know, I was running. I've never really seen that much physical human gore in a vision before. It's kind of like your first time in a morgue.
Oh my God! Lois! Lois, are you okay? I'll be fine. I just need to catch my breath.
And all the investigations we've done, she's seen a lot of things, she's heard a lot of things, she's felt things, but she's never been, I'd never seen her that badly shaken before.
What happened in there?
I don't know.
I've never experienced anything like this. Never.
What did you see?
I saw a young boy.
That's exactly what I saw.
She had the very same impression of that youth that I did. And it was kind of a validation that we were not crazy and that we weren't just, overreacting.
You two got out just in the nick of time. We don't know what's going to happen next. You can't go back in there.
Stidman believes it unwise for the couple to return to their home.
If Bill and Icy had decided to stay in the apartment, it would have just continued to escalate. How bad it would have gotten, I don't know.
Lois has a psychic impression of what may have occurred in the apartment.
My conclusion on what I saw was that it might have been drug-related. It seemed like there might have been some gang activity involved. It felt like a retribution crime.
Over the next week, the investigative team puts together a report on the details of the haunting. They found no evidence of EVPs and have recorded no unusual visual information. They do turn to history to see if they can get any insight into the haunting. Further research reveals that the neighborhood was once the site of violent gang and drug activity. Although there are no clear-cut answers to what occurred in the apartment, the Spencers are satisfied with the outcome of the investigation.
I don't know if I could go on in life asking myself time and again what was haunting that apartment and why. A lot of pieces fit in together, and that was basically enough for us.
Soon after moving out, the Spencers find a new home.
I would have to say that was one of the happiest days of my life. The apartment we got was still in Seattle, but not as good as where Ballard is. But somehow, I felt like it was a refuge for me. At least I could have peace of mind there.
Say cheese.
Cheese!
In May 2007, Bill Spencer graduates from college.
Thanks.
No problem. See you at the graduation party? You bet.
See ya.
Bye, guys. Congratulations.
Despite the trauma they've endured, the Spencers have come to terms with their experience with the supernatural. But it has also forever changed how they view the world.
I used to not believe in anything supernatural. I always thought that if I can't see it, if I can't touch it, it doesn't exist. There are some things in this world that cannot be seen